As a college student, caffeine has been one of my best friends. When I need to study for a test or do a certain assignment or just general college work, it has helped me be alert, awake, and concentrate for longer periods of times. But it also has stabbed me in the back multiple times in multiple areas. I can feel anxious and jittery at times, and I wouldn't be able to fall asleep at night, and I just feel nauseous all day. To make matters even better, I would try to stop drinking caffeine, but I wouldn't be able to function properly or feel like myself without it. And that's just not good. So, caffeine consumption should be limited due to its negative effects. As the saying goes, too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. And as college students, we run on caffeine, but it doesn't mean we shouldn't be careful with it. Firstly, caffeine can contribute to insomnia. As the Sleep Foundation has stated, in order to promote wakefulness, caffeine blocks our adenosine receptors. Adenosine is a chemical that promotes sleepiness. It builds up throughout the day, and when the time comes, we feel sleepy, our eyes droop, and we just want to go to sleep. But because caffeine blocks those receptors, we feel awake, and adenosine doesn't have the chance to bind to those receptors. But it also can mess with our circadian rhythm due to that fact. And our circadian rhythm is our body clock. It tells us when to rise and shine and when to go to sleep. Secondly, too much of caffeine can lead to digestive issues. As we know, caffeine can act like a laxative. As the Healthline has stated, it promotes the release of gastrin, which is a hormone that promotes colon activity. But too much of it can cause loose stool and even diarrhea. And who wants diarrhea? Hopefully nobody. But lastly, it can cause dependence on caffeine. Since caffeine can be a drug, we can be so used to it, or we can be dependent on it. Over time, we get used to a certain amount of caffeine, and we need to add more and add more to have a certain effect on our bodies. But this also causes us to be addicted to this substance, and when we try to stop drinking it, it causes withdrawal symptoms. And as the Cleveland Clinic states, it can last anywhere from 2 to 9 days. The symptoms can include irritability, difficulty concentrating, headaches, nausea, and the list goes on. So when you stop taking this substance, you feel like you can't even be yourself, and that's just a scary thought. But everyone is different. What one person may be sensitive to may not be what another person is sensitive to. But the FDA has set a maximum milligrams per day, which is 400, which is safe usually for everybody. But again, this can be different. It's also noted that 400 milligrams, although they say is equivalent to 4 cups of coffee, can actually vary per substance. For example, this Frappuccino, Starbucks, may have a different amount of caffeine than this latte. So we should be mindful of the fact and be careful of that maximum. Generally, we should be careful not to exceed that maximum and even try to stay away from that limit, just to be safe, to be on the safer side, to live a healthier life. In conclusion, although caffeine has many positive effects that we know of, it can keep us awake, alert, it can help us be more productive, but it has a large variety of negative effects that just aren't good for us. Therefore, we should limit our intake of caffeine.